Hello, welcome to Stretford Paddock. I'm Casey, and I'm joined today by
Ronaldo.
And we're going to be taking today's paper talk. There's quite a few on here.
There's not much to say, but
not much to say. But continue watching. No. So basically, we're going to start with the major one from this year, Alexis Sanchez. Apparently, it's been linked with a move to Inter Milan. So you've probably heard that one. But it's been said that on the Gazzetta dello Sport and by a couple of journalists in Italy, everyone's now favourite and most reliable source of news is that he's meant to have a medical on Thursday, which means that we could finally see Sanchez leave. I mean, saying that a year and a half after he joined is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, because
really,
there was a little bit of, if you think about it, though, there's a little bit of optimism, at least, because we knew he had pedigree and he's been a decent player at his previous clubs, but we couldn't anticipate how woeful he's been for us. So him moving on, if we had a viable replacement, could have been like a good idea, but I think our club squad at the moment looks fairly light. So personally, I would rather, because obviously according to Mirror, there is a chance that United may want to renegotiate, but I'd rather see him stay. Personally,
I'd like to see him leave if we got all the wages available, because £375k a week is a lot just to have on a player you're not going to play. So, I mean, and if that meant in January we could put it back in and use it to get some players and get some decent wages, then that might be a bit better. But obviously, going back to the renegotiation, apparently United want a higher wage contribution from Inter, because apparently what they're want to pay is a pittance. Yeah. And they want a 2-year loan with a option to buy, not an obligation, and they want a higher fee up front. Because I think the thing with Inter is that they're gonna, if they get him for 2 years, why would they want to buy him at the end of it on a high wage? Are they getting a player for
how old will he be after 2 years as well?
I think 32, 33.
Yeah, they're not going to buy him after it, let's be honest.
No, there's no reason they should buy him, because the thing is, then they're getting a player for 2 years for a small amount of his wages, and then at the end they can go, we don't want him. Because the thing is, they tried it with Lukaku, where they wanted, it was an obligation to buy, which is different. But the way that the transfer market is going, 50 million for Lukaku in 2 seasons would have been probably next to nothing.
Yeah.
Because the fact is, money in Italian football is going up. They're obviously getting a lot of tax rebates and stuff like that, which is helping them out. So it would have been interesting to see. By the way, get your comments in the chat. We'll come back to them at the end of the video, and we'll have a talk through them. But moving on.
Yeah, it was, on the Inter part, though, it seems like they're doing a lot for helping us get rid of Deadwood, though, aren't they?
I mean, Italy just seems to be a decent dumping ground in general. But we'll get back to that, because there's a big one when we come up with that. So, getting on to it, moving from Sanchez to Sancho.
Right.
See what I did there? Nice little segue.
You had that one prepared for
I had that one for
about 20 minutes.
I've been sat in the chair this morning, finding these news stories, just giggling like a small child, getting ready to say that. No, so apparently, Jadon Sancho has been offered a new contract, which is not fun.
I personally don't think because Sancho has signed a new contract, it could lessen our chances of signing him next summer, because
it means for more, though.
It'll probably be for more, but if he wants to come, he'll come, because probably the renegotiation is for Dortmund preparing for the fact that he's probably going to be sold in the future, because they probably added all sorts of clauses, probably like a higher sell-on clause or whatever, like little clauses where if he goes on and then wins individual honours, then he's going to...
The two that they have,
exactly.
The FIFA The Best Award that apparently has been nominated recently with Ronaldo, Messi and Virgil van Dijk.
But
it's Messi's. It should be Messi's. If it's Virgil van Dijk's, I'll probably just be annoyed.
Probably made it more expensive, but if United get Champions League football next season and show a sign of progression, then I feel like Sancho is what we need on a right wing. Because
I thought that
the youthful side,
Dortmund kind of had set themselves up to get rid of him this season, because they signed Hazard. Well, Thorgan Hazard, not the better Hazard, but he's still good. Thorgan Hazard is
he's a decent player still.
And they signed Julian Brandt, and then they also have Royce. They have who else are we going to go with? I'm trying to remember them all. Jacob Brun Larsen. They have Alcacer up front. They have loads of players. Goetze, yeah. So like they have like tons of players. So I thought, yeah, this is the time where they offset it by like selling a player for 100 million, like they did with Ousmane Dembele a couple of seasons ago. So
didn't someone in the higher up in a Dortmund hierarchy at the club, I don't know if it was the director, I'm not sure, don't quote me on it, didn't he come out with a quote not too long ago saying like they do, like, obviously Germany's not his home country, he's English, so he basically was suggesting that there is a chance that Sancho could be sold like at some point, and they're not in massive control over whether it gets sold or not.
But for how much?
But for how much?
This is what I mean, like you're saying with the contract, it's 190k a week, so that's probably going to boost whatever we offer him at United. So it'll probably end up being like maybe in the upwards of 250k. Yeah. I mean, and then obviously it ups their price that they get for him. If he, I don't know if he's accepted it. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything official.
We don't know if there's a clause. His release clause could have
exactly
been like exponential as well.
It's kind of one of those things where now you see it like a contract doesn't really mean much for the player anymore. It's more the club. Yeah. I feel like you can see someone get offered a 5-year contract. It's not the player saying, "Oh, I want to stay at this club for 5 years." It's the club saying, "Oh, we're protecting his value for 3."
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I feel like that new contract is probably just helping Dortmund out with them just getting more money, because they kind of Ousmane Dembele for 100 million was a lot of money to say they signed him for like 13 the season before. But at the same time, when they saw how prices have gone, they probably thought we might have been able to get like maybe a bit more for it.
Could still definitely sign him though.
Yeah,
new contract or not, obviously ups his value, but you can the like chance to buy Sancho next summer is still there in my opinion. And if you think about Martial, Rashford, Sancho as a front three next season, whoever we might else get in, then we look like we're on the way up. Very, very young front three as well.
Yeah. So so on to the final story, getting back to Italy, because let's see that nice full circle we've done now.
Straight back to Italy.
According to Calcio Mercato, Roma, who I'm going to say are in desperate need of a centre-back because their options of choices have been a bit suspect, have turned their attention to Marcus Rojo to solve their defensive issues, because they sold Manolas to Napoli, one of their rivals, pretty early on this window, and they still haven't replaced him. So
they've been linked to every centre back.
They've just signed Davide.
That isn't good.
Yeah, they've just signed Davide Zappacosta. That also isn't good. Yeah. So they're obviously showing that they kind of don't particularly. I mean, like the thing is Italian talents are always highly rated in Italy. This is why I see people always going on about Damian. Like I have a mate who's Italian from uni, and he's always like, "Oh, Damian's really good. Don't you dare disrespect his name," because of obviously.
Is he Mafia?
Can neither confirm nor deny that comment. But
that could have swayed your argument.
But yeah, he would like Damian because of the Italy team. So I think that's the Zappacosta one. I think Marcus Rojo is a decent enough centre back. He just has a bit of a competitive streak, to put it nicely. I mean, competitive streak is how you kindly say they get a lot of red cards. But I feel like if he moved and we got decent money for him, because I think we can't keep loaning players out, because that's just delaying the issue. If we manage to sell some of them, then it'll be good. And they have money to spend, I hope. They're not really spending. They've not spent a lot, so we'll see how that one develops. But Rojo was also linked to Fenerbahce on loan. So again, I'm not really sure about that. But I'm not sure if
that was literally a story on like one of the oddest named Turkish newspapers.
It didn't really have that much of a Turkish name, to be honest. I can't remember, because I was like, go on, Ronaldo, say the name, and then it was like, oh, it's just something really simple like Tuval. But so shall we get onto some comments? Because I feel like the Rojo news is kind of just on a bit on the surface level. It's Italian media on United has not been the best. So
wait, let me look at Tibor Horvat says it all depends how we finish this season. If we finish outside the top four again, we can forget getting proper midfielders, and that's basically what I've been saying. I feel like if United don't show like a sign of progression, or they don't get in the top four next season, without Champions League football, it's kind of harder to attract their marquee names. So who's that? Is that for me?
Is that for you? Ronaldo. Someone's nice. Someone's coming to get you. Right. No. See, the thing is I don't think we can sign like the top class targets if we finish outside the top four. But if we show like, it's like we miss out by a point, we might be able to still sell the sort of project to, and
Just,
maybe be a bit more frugal.
Just got to show.
That's the word of the day for you. Frugal. If you can use frugal in a sentence today, good job. Okay.
No,
we're not doing that. But
we need to show we're moving forward, though. We need to show that we're moving forward somewhere, like as a club.
But if we make like more savvy signings, so like if we sign maybe someone from a lower league team who then would like to push up and like for less money, then it might be a bit better.
That is a talking point though, because around the Premier League, I'm always seeing like quality footballers getting like purchased or bought for like low fees. By slightly smaller clubs, and they're looking every bit of the player.
I'm just laughing at Mace Kenwin. Sancho is at your door. I would wish he was, to be honest.
It might be. He's familiar with Manchester. He's familiar with the area. He's
familiar with the area. He knows where our studio is. If you want to come round, Sancho, you're always happy. You're always welcome. We'll put the kettle on. Dylan is a red Subayashi. Okay, I'm just not going to say your name again because I'm going to murder it a bit more. Sancho and Bruno Fernandes will improve our squad by miles away. Sancho definitely would. Bruno Fernandes, I would prefer Maddison. I think we've seen a lot of tweets about Maddison. Maddison is great, and it kind of fits in with that whole English sort of format we've gone for. But I quite like Sancho. I saw him the cup match he played at the start of the season. I haven't really seen recently because they've only just started.
He got a goal and assist in his last game on the weekend.
Oh, so yeah.
He started off even better than he was last season.
And James Maddison got man of the match against Chelsea. I'd like to see both of them.
And then James Maddison also blasted over the potential winner over the bar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. But that's just showing that he knows how to be a United player, so it's fine. Because we're blasting good shots over the bar. Anything else? I think you two work well together. Oh, thanks. That's really nice. That's really wholesome comment. That's Maze again. Thanks.
Oh,
he's got two comments in.
I think that's for me, though, because I've been going gym.
You've been going to the gym. Adam Patterson. Sell Sanchez, get Sancho. If Sancho nails down the right wing position, then we have a long-term solution there at last. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like getting players that you know you're going to have for 4 or 5 years instead of quick fixes is probably a lot better because then it allows a project to be built. I think that's kind of the idea behind most of the signings.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's probably a good thing. If we get Sancho, that's the right wing sorted. That's the right wing sorted for the first time in years. Because we bought Valencia, he broke his leg and decided to become a right back. So it's kind of like we haven't really had anyone on the right wing because Mata and Lingard both decide I want to occupy the number 10 spot. So it's a bit of an interest.
And we've got Greenwood, but as I've said, it's a lot of pressure on young players. Don't want to put too much pressure on him. He's also
not naturally right-sided. Like, he is a striker. Like, he's meant to be up front.
He is a striker. What I'd say, if he was to play a second position, it would be right.
Yeah. Then again, he's just like, do you just want to just stick someone on?
Yeah.
Like, sort of thing. You maybe want to give him a bit more of a run out in his natural position and see what happens. Anything else? Anyone more? Gomez and Sancho would dominate. Yeah. I mean, we haven't talked much about Angel Gomez because we were going up with Greenwood. But
yeah, I remember reading on... I think it was on the Manchester Evening News earlier, saying that there's a chance Gomez could be more heavily involved against Palace.
Ooh, I'm happy to see that. I mean,
interesting to see if he does, because apparently he's not been very happy with the fact that he's not being involved in the first couple of games of the season after the pre-season that he had. So
yeah, I mean, you keep seeing that him, Chong, and Greenwood keep getting omitted from the under 21s or under 23s or whatever they name it now. Yeah, reserves it used to be.
Which should
but I mean, it should indicate that he's in the first team squad. But the thing is, he hasn't been played, and then that means they're not playing any games.
Yeah,
they're not getting any football. So, and I saw a lot of criticism of Lingard recently. Yeah. Whether the manager's seen it as criticism, because I thought he did all right at the press, but
I think that's his main skill. He's like his energy.
Yeah, his energy is decent. So
obviously he's young. He's got time.
So we're just gonna wrap it up. Will we sign anyone in January, lads? Might do, might not.
It's a bit far out, but we'll see.
But I think that's all we got time for today. Thanks for tuning in. Like the video. Subscribe if you're new, and yeah, that's all for this morning. See ya.
See you in a bit.